I think that these engines that come with B9, these guys may technically have a higher max thrust, but they only... I'm not certain what are the precise conditions where you can get that maximum thrust. These guys appear to have more practical thrust. They accelerate better and lower altitude. They seem to be better. I don't know how to get the best performance out of these guys. So I'm not going to try anymore. Here's a rock. The next step, we need to make this thing into a spaceship. So things that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this landing gear off. I'm going to put the retracted landing gear on. We need to put a whole bunch of RCS ports on it. And we need to put some lights on it. We probably also, now that I'm thinking of it, we may need maybe some battery power and some battery power and some of the radioisotope thermoelectric generators, so it doesn't run out of juice. Okay, first things first. Landing gear. Right about there. Yep, that works just fine, if you ask me. I was not quite remembering correctly. Yeah, I did some of this stuff whenever I was not recording. Yeah, okay, but now we'll just look at it. Yeah, we have two of those large 2.5. I take it back. No, we have one. that large, the biggest battery they have there, and I put a bunch of RTGs surrounding it. Okay, there. So good. Now we have a place to store electricity and a place to generate electricity. While I have these doors open, we need some lights inside of here, don't we? There we go. Yeah, like that. So we can see inside when the doors are open. Coming to think of it, I should put those instead of on the light action group. I should put these, I should put that light and also the one going back on the same action group as opening and closing the doors, because anytime I'll have the doors open, I'll want that light on. And if the doors are closed, no point in having that light on. It just occurred to me. It's a mistake I've made in a bunch of other shuttles in the past. Gotta have my nav lights. I don't feel complete without them. I need them. Right about there. That's good. Okay, white nav lights go for the tail. We have to be a little bit creative for them, as I've got this extremely unconventional tail design. So, I'll tell you what, let's mirror them, and we'll put them like right up here. That looks to me like that'll work fairly well. Yeah, that's good. Do we want to... I think one thing that just occurred to me. Let's do this. In the past, even though I kind of stopped doing it for a while, I had this was my convention that for the blue nav lights, I figure blue nav lights mean docking ports. So, there we go. We'll need a couple of those. RCS ports. This is the next thing we need to do. Now this cockpit piece has its own RCS thrusters. Of course, this thing is going to be carrying a lot of weight around, so let's give it a little bit of help. Yeah, let's give it some more RCS, huh? Yeah, something like that. So you do surface attach again. Put this right out here at the wingtip. You can get maximum leverage that way. And save it some more. Out of curiosity, how many parts are we up to now? I haven't looked at this. Load. Rock is at 209 parts. I am absurdly proud of that. My baby! Oh, my baby's 209 parts. Haven't even got to the booster stack. Let's take a look at the whole external fuel tank and the solid rocket boosters. That's what this thing needs. Let's put it pretty close to the middle to start out with. Well, actually, since I'm going to be using the stretchy fuel tanks, previous experience tells me I'll probably want it up here. If I'm using the stretchy fuel tanks, because we'll want the most of that tank sticking its nose up ahead. We'll actually even move that. I'll just think ahead. Well, let's move it up there. Good. Good, 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 good. Good. Okay. Speaking of stretchy fuel tanks, let's see, I believe this is the 3.75 meter size. There we go. Look about reasonable. Okay, let's grow it. First off, so this thing already figures, at this moment, wait a second, it's not counting the extra mass of this, is it? The tank is 140 tons, but this thing still thinks our total vehicle mass is 70 tons. Okay, well, if our flight engineer is going to have difficulty dealing with this, then we may have to just go back to the good old days when we guesstimated a whole lot of this stuff. I am not afraid of doing it the good old days way. Just kind of eyeball it. We'll launch it. If it doesn't work, we'll try something else. Let's open that up and look at it. The Mogul. Yeah, 5 mass, 1,250. You know what? I know that this thing's going to need like a lot of thrust. Yeah, that's the minimum. Let's take our mass up to, like, let's call it 7.5. So that we half again to this. So let's add 700 to let's go up to an even 2,000. And our gimbal range, that's about 8. Good, I like that. That is not cheating as long as I continue to increase its mass every time that I increase its other stats. As I am recording this right now, I've seen that there's a mod that just came out. It allows you to add colors to so many of these parts. Okay, well, this did fix the mass. It just came out. I have not yet tried it. I would be excited to see it. Is it possible to take, as much as I love stretchy fuel tanks, is it possible to change them to the traditional orange? I want me some orange fuel tanks, you know? Okay, let's grab this part here. Of course, I want not just the stretchy fuel tanks to be orange, uniformly orange, but I also want, here we go, let's highlight that. Good. Yeah, that part's working. Except it's telling me thrust to weight ratio 0.81. Thrust 2,242. That's not taking account of everything. No, that's not taking account of these, because this by itself is 2,000. These guys are another 200. That's 2,200 just counting these engines. And what these, I forget what those are. Yeah, another like 200 on top of, so 800 on top of that. This number is not correct, although should be pretty close to being the stats that we need at this point. Okay, yeah, we're going to use the procedural fairings mod in order to put an aerodynamic nose cone on this thing. What does I want? Egg-shaped, that's right. Stick this thing onto there, come on. Let's turn it around this way. Nope. Thought I had it. Come on. It's being problematic. There we go. So let me pull this off. Oh, is that the issue? It's maybe this is just not liking the fact that we're doing this in the spaceplane hangar instead of the VAB. Let's try something. Do tab. Yeah, 4 times symmetry. Thank you. Egg-shaped. Here we go. That's it. That is the ticket. Okay, that's what I was after. Alright, so now let's go in here. Can I highlight the appropriate piece? Alt copy it. Flip it around the other direction. And attach it. I really dislike Separatrons. I think they're such ugly parts, but they're just necessary, you know? Put her right about there, right in the middle. Thank you. Should I do all the test launching with the test payload in there? That really makes the most sense. Yeah, I should go ahead and do that. Good. Yeah, okay. That should work. There's my 100-ton test weight. So we'll do all of our launch, figuring out the stats, figuring out engine power and everything that we need, keeping those launch weights in mind. Keep the 100 tons. Okay, and so our amount of fuel, as well as the amount of fuel and the thrust of the main engine, it's a work in progress. We're just going to kind of make it up as we go along. I know that some of the guys that really will drive some people crazy. They're incapable of playing the game that way. But I don't know if this maybe it's without seeming too rude. That's the way we all played it for a while, good long while. Back in the day. Let me see, where'd they go? Here we go. Okay. This. Now I went. Yeah, Nazari. Every time I start talking about him, I forget the guy's name. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is something that he made. Look at this. It's another part named after me. Decoupling mechanism is rumored to be named after the expression on the faces of Kerbonauts who have witnessed its power from their spacecraft window. This is what we're going to use to detach our solid rocket boosters from this thing. I asked so very long ago if anybody be interested in making a solid rocket booster for me to make a really big space shuttle. Nazari 1382. He said, "Yeah, I'll do that." And I don't know. And then we had the series of unfortunate events occurred in my life, and I went away. I disappeared, and I wasn't doing the series, and I don't know. It did really poor things to him. Here's this other part that he made. Check this out. Here's a custom made solid rocket booster. Is that on there straight? It is not on there straight. Let's put it on there straight to really show it off. Bam. Okay, let's move the whole assembly back some. Oh, and I forgot to do the tweakable parameters. Can I pull this back so I can see what I'm working with? All this stuff is so huge, the camera has trouble dealing with it inside the spaceplane hangar, inside the editor. Alright, there we go. There are some custom solid rocket boosters. I need to hit P. Okay, take those off. Hit P to turn tweakable parameters on. Is it on there straight? It is not on there straight. I will get this. And even that isn't. Come on, I can do it. You can do it. That's got to be it. Yep. Okay, good. Save it quick before anything bad happens. How many parts do we have to now? Rock. 253 parts. It's cool. So, you know, you still have a room for several hundred parts in the payload. So, that's good. Although it's starting to slow down. It does this hitching because it's trying to read everything for this gizmo, like every couple of seconds. Okay, well now what do I want to go... what stats do we want out of this thing? It's empty mass. Yeah, dry mass, let me see. 4.72. Actually, we're not going to touch the dry mass of it. We are going to touch fuel... Yeah, fuel quantities and thrust. That's what we're going to touch. Possibly also module gimbal. Let me see, what kind of gimbal range does this already have? Vectoring range? Yeah, let's... Gimbal range, let's go from 0.5 up to a maximum of maybe 5. I really don't think we'll need it for these. Yeah, in increments of 0.25. Yeah, whole game is slowing down some. Yeah, okay. But yeah, let's start with our gimbal range down at the minimum. Good. Okay. Now, let's see, module, engine, resource, solid fuel. Here we go. So what did we figure we're starting off with? 7,250, eh? Yeah, okay, so amount and max amount. You know, I imagine we want to keep both of these numbers the same. Let's, well, okay, in case I want to change that later, let's go with a minimum. You know, it's okay to have some of these numbers absurd. Yeah, 5,000. 5,000. Let's say, let's go nuts. Let's go up to like 25,000. 25,000. There's no way. I mean, we're not going to have that much, but you just to have the upper range really beyond all reasonable limits. There we go. Good. And okay, and then module engine. That's just all I care about is max thrust, right? Yeah, I don't care about any of the rest of it. What kind of a thrust? He's figuring on. Yeah, engine max power 1,000. No, I don't think so. Because let me see, we already set the main engine at 2,000, and the way the shuttles we generally work, that we want that one to be like. The main engines and the orbiter produce about 20% of the vehicle's total thrust. About 80% comes from the solid rocket boosters. So I want these to do like 4,000 apiece. Yeah, max thrust. Okay, we'll go with the low range, starting with 2,000, going up to maximum. Let me see. I'm figuring I want at least 4,000. So let's do a max of like 12,000, just because I don't think we'll ever get there. In increments of 250. Add. Good. Okay. P. Turn that one off. Let's go and set these up. Let me see, that's the gimbal range is already set. Solid fuel amount. Okay, we'll start off down at the low number. Yeah, start off down at the minimum. We'll see, and we'll tweak. See, we'll tweak both the thrust and the length of the burn, because I want these to burn for about 2 minutes. Max thrust. Let's start with 4,000. Good. And duplicate it for this one. Okay. Okay. Save it before something bad happens. Oh, it's going to be absurd. Alright, now we need definitely a bunch of struts for this thing. Yeah, my engineer kind of shorted out. I think it's 500 tons for the whole thing. Yeah, I don't think this is right. Oh, let's see. Hang on, we need to fix this, the staging order as well. See, thrust, it's stuck at this 0.89 thrust to weight ratio. Can we show all stages? Will that do something for us? I don't think that's right. I think that it's glitching. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the program is reading everything correctly. We'll find out in a second here. Okay, here we go with the realistic payload in there. Hello, click it one more time. Here, let's just go ahead and pull the whole thing out of the floor, just so it'll look cool. Camera can't pull back hardly. Oh, that looks so cool. Oh, it's exploding. No, no, no! Well, that was disappointing. It's kind of dramatic. Maybe too heavy. Structural failure between the advanced SRB. Oh, that's in the cargo. Yeah, our cargo fell apart.